Hello there. Hello, welcome. Sometimes these lives pop on super fast, and sometimes I'm literally like, wait for it. So I just never know. Well, I'm glad you're here tonight, this evening, for some more yoga. I just want to give you a little overview of what we're going to be doing tonight. You're going to need a few things. If you have either some blocks or some pillows or some blankets, grab two, either 2 blankets, 2 pillows, or 2 blocks. Definitely going to use some props tonight. We're going to do a little bit shorter of a class. I'm trying out something different this week, more restorative. So if you were with me on Tuesday, we did like one pose the entire class in some variation with it, of course. But it was really meant to slow you down, relax you, get you into a space of surrender and also quieting down enough to hear what's actually going on. So we're going to tap back into that a little bit tonight. With the request of a friend, we're going to do about 30-minute practice tonight, maybe give or take, like that's what I'm shooting for. But this is going to be focused on our breath, being really, really intentional. And I'll walk you through everything, and we'll do our one pose and then our Shavasana. So it's going to be very, very, very relaxing. We won't be doing a whole lot of movement. So if you're looking for like a power class and you really want to move tonight, we're going to be taking it way, way, way slow with the intention and the purpose of life is kind of crazy right now. It's been kind of chaotic. If you have that in your life, I feel you. I'm with you in my own way. I know that there's a lot of people that I've been in communication with that have so much going on. It seems kind of nuts. So we're really going to, in our bodies today, work on slowing way down. All right, let's go ahead and get those props, either 2 blankets, 2 pillows, or 2 blocks. You can bring yourself to a comfortable seat on the mat. Make sure you're nice and warm. If you want to have socks on tonight, you can. If you want to put a nice cozy sweatshirt on. It might be like hot where you are at. I don't know. It's kind of rainy and springy in Wisconsin, but not like nice. So wherever you are, like, be cozy, be comfortable. 2 props, 2 blankets, 2 pillows. Sit on your mat. Let's go ahead and get started. For practice tonight. I'm going to use pillows tonight just for ease of what you have at home. Do not be surprised if a cat or 2 pops up in yoga tonight. I did not block them out. Okay, comfortable seat. Okay. Hands resting gently on your knees. Elongate through your spine. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. As you exhale, let them fall back down to the earth. Feel your hips getting heavier and heavier on the mat. Nice and grounded, nice and rooted. Allow your eyes to gently fall to a close. From here, we'll begin to watch and notice our breath. In order to watch and notice your breath, we're simply bringing our awareness, our attention to a space of observation. Paying attention to the little things and the big things that we feel. As you inhale, notice how your air feels as it enters into your body, where it travels, where it gets stuck, how far it can go. And as you exhale, notice how it feels to let all that air back out and empty yourself out from the very, very bottom points of your lungs. So simply right now, inhale, watching your breath. Exhale, sinking deeper into your mat. Noticing what you notice inside of you and outside of you. Sounds, sights, smells. It might feel like a lot to notice all of these different things. Much like life right now, you might be noticing a lot of different things. Our Our schedules are changed, our home lives are different, our work lives are different, our situations are just different. So notice what you notice. A lot of our practice that happens on our mat is also a reflection of our life. We're going to begin to deepen our breath, taking belly breath. You can bring one hand to your belly as a guide if you'd like. If you are familiar with this breath and you don't want to have a hand as a guide, you can keep both hands on your knees. Otherwise, one hand is on your belly, and as you inhale, your hand pushes out and away as you inflate like a balloon. As you exhale, your hand falls back towards your spine. Belly button draws in and up. Inhale, inflate. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. You may notice that we're elongating the counts of our breath here. If it's challenging for you to draw out your breath for this many counts right away, feel free to go at your own pace, but work on a nice, smooth, long, slow inhale and an equal exhale. So maybe you do 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Maybe you've been doing this for a while and you do 6 or 7 counts in, 6 or 7 counts out. You get to be the leader of your practice. I'm just here to make suggestions tonight. Continue to watch your breath in and out, feeling what you feel, noticing what you notice. Maybe you get so quiet you can hear your heartbeat, a clock ticking, the hum of an electronic nearby. I love practicing outdoors, and I love when I can hear the wings of the things that fly. Let's take 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to add an HA or a sigh at the end of your exhales, creating a little bit more surrender, a little bit more release. Inhale. And exhale. Both hands coming to your knees, returning back to your normal breathing. Take a little reflection point here to see how far you've come in your practice so far. How did you come into today's practice? How has this breath transformed you, shifted you, changed you, evolved you in just this short time? What's the same or what is different? Moving into our intention setting portion of our class this evening, I'm going to offer up 2 ways you can do this. Very common way in yoga is to think of what brings you to your mat tonight. That is one of my favorite things to ask you guys, like what brings you to this sacred space tonight? What brings you to your mat? Why are you here to practice for your mind, your body, and your spirit? Go ahead and pick a word or a phrase, something that you want to work on, release, let go of, create in your mind, your body, or your spirit. I also introduced breath prayer this week in our class the other day. And so that will work as you inhale and you exhale, which we'll be doing a lot of today. And so if you want to do breath prayer, or even I recommend to try it for a few breaths and see how it goes for you. It might bring something up, it might not. But on your breath prayer, you might say something like, on your inhale, Jesus, I receive your love. And as you exhale, Holy Spirit, I release my anger. Inhale. Jesus, I receive your acceptance. Holy Spirit, I release the chaos. And you're just asking to receive, and you're asking to release. However you want to put that into your own verbiage, feel free. So if you want to use that as your more intention or your anchoring or your grounding, your breath plus this prayer will really keep you guided through this practice of our one pose. You also may set your intention of a word or two that really you want to work on in your mind, your body, or your spirit. So like I said, you get to be your teacher, your guide. I'm just here to give some suggestions tonight. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and grab your 2 props. So if you are just joining and you have no idea what I'm talking about, make sure you grab 2 pillows, 2 blankets, 2 blocks, 2 of something to support your legs. Just a visual before we get into this, your pillows are literally going to be underneath your legs to hold up and support you, because we're going to really work into our hips opening up tonight. I'm seated right now. We will be laying down. This is all about rest, relaxation, and restoring. Sitting right now so you have a good visual. So once you have your props, I'm going to have you go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your props underneath each leg. I'd like you to think about, if possible, if you're using a blanket or pillow, I just folded this pillow in half. So we want to start out a little higher. We want this to be so easy that we're not doing any work. So I'm going to fold my pillows in half, and I'm going to lay myself down. Soles of my feet are together. Hands are on my hips or down at my sides with my palms facing up. We're in a reclined butterfly position. We're starting out a little bit higher. And again, this is if possible, if you have the ability with your props to do 2 different levels, 2 different heights, like you could put your blocks tall and then flip them sideways so they're flat. If you have more than 1 blanket, you can maybe stack a couple blankets underneath. You really just want to be where you're not even feeling a stretch right now. You're literally just being supported to let your hips start melting open very slowly. An ice cream cone melts on a hot summer day. It does not happen instantly, but it's nice and slow, and then it starts dripping down the cone. That's what we're going to do in our hips tonight. So as you get yourself situated, comfortable, make sure your spine, your tailbone, your back, your torso, everything is nicely wiggled into the mat. Ground yourself down into the earth. Again, palms can be either on your hips, or maybe your hands are out at your sides, palms facing up. If you really want to receive a lot of goodness, just go ahead and turn those palms right up. Feel all the goodness coming right down onto you. To let yourself relax and surrender even a bit more, you can allow your eyes to fall to a close. And we're going to go back to our belly breathing. On our inhale, our belly is going to rise like a balloon, pushing your tummy up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, your belly button is falling back down towards the mat, letting yourself feel more and more dense, more heavy on the mat with each exhale. Continue your slow, smooth inhales and exhales, working out maybe a 5 or a 6 count inhale and a 5 or a 6 count exhale. Inhale, filling all the way up. Exhale, let yourself surrender. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Inhale, Exhale. If you're doing your breath or on your inhale, you ask to receive. And as you exhale, you ask for your release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. What is your intention? What brings you to your mat tonight? Take 3 more breaths together. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more in, one more out. Moving into our melting hips analogy here. Go ahead and adjust your props so your knees can fall open, wider towards the floor. So maybe you slide your heels in or out depending on how open your breath was able to work down into your hips. Still keeping the props underneath your legs or your knees at a lower that's slightly less than it was, but still supporting you. So if you feel like you have to hold your legs up or it's just really uncomfortable, bring yourself back up a little ways. Maybe you add like an intermediate pop right in between, something a little bit smaller than your first one was. And once you're all set, go ahead and close your eyes once again. Find your belly breath. Connect back, reflecting on your intention for tonight's practice. On your inhale, your prayer to receive. On your exhale, your prayer for release. Inhale. Exhale. Continue your slow inhales, slow exhales. Maybe you elongate your breath by another count. Stretching it out, letting your air expand as it explores your body. See if you can get your inhales to travel all the way down into your hips. As you exhale, release, sinking a little bit deeper, a little bit heavier onto your mat. Keeping in mind very gently also that the hips store a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling. Sometimes pain, sometimes trauma, sometimes injury. So as you breathe and as you keep melting like that ice cream cone, if you start to notice any feelings or sensations coming up in you, honor them, feel them, release them, however you feel called to this evening, if that's something that is coming up. Give yourself full permission to be authentically you. Breathing deep into your belly. On your inhale, belly rises. On your exhale, let your knees keep melting towards the floor, opening up your hips. Inhale, receive. Exhale for release. Inhale to receive. Exhale for release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, surrender. Let's do one more in, one more out. Fill all the way up. Exhale, really melt into the mat. Where your hips have melted into, adjusting your heels closer to your sits bones or maybe far away, depending on what feels good for you. Let yourself get situated. If you're feeling like this is too much pressure or too much opening and you're not quite ready to go this deep, this far yet, go ahead and keep those props right underneath your legs at that level 2 round we just did. And just keep breathing there. You'll hit more of a surrendered space, feeling fully supported, than taking everything away and keep progressing forward too quickly. Sometimes, this is funny that I'm going to say this right now. Sometimes it is easier for us to want to progress right to the final stage, the end, the goal of whatever it is that we're working towards. And so if you were to pull back and slow down and be patient, maybe take 2 steps back to take 1 step forward. If you were to come at your hips in this way, maybe you keep the props because you'll actually get further by staying supported than you will if you remove them and try to keep going on your own. So again, you get to decide where you want to go. Your hips are feeling pretty warm and there isn't any major discomfort in removing the props. Let your knees just keep melting open towards the floor. Find your belly breath. Reflect back to your intention. As you inhale, receive. As you exhale, release. Slow, smooth inhales, slow, smooth exhales, really putting a deep, deep focus on what calls you to your mat tonight. A deep, deep reflection on your breath prayer if you're using your breath prayer. What do you keep calling in to receive? And what do you keep saying to release? Notice what you notice. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, surrender. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale to receive. Exhale to release. Let's do 5 more breaths in and out. Exhale, release. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let's take 1 more in, 1 more out. Exhale, HA. With your hands on the outsides of your thighs, gently press your knees up to the ceiling. Walk your feet towards the outer edges of the mat. Bring your knees to touch together in the middle. So let your knees fall in, feet wide. Taking a few breaths here. This will be a gentle counter to having ourselves so open. Now we're going to close a little bit. Continue with your belly breathing, returning to your intention, to your breath prayer. Feeling what you feel and notice what you notice from that space of awareness and observation. Let's do 1 more in, 1 more out. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, get really heavy. Surrender onto the mat. Inhale, draw both knees into your chest. Hands on your knees. Go ahead and make some circles with your knees. Allowing your hips to rock side to side. Creating a little bit of movement from your torso. Go ahead and go the opposite direction. Letting your body just kind of rock and roll side to side. Going back to center. Place your hands on your shins or your feet, whatever is accessible. Maybe they stay at your knees. Go ahead and give yourself a hug. Maybe bringing your forehead towards your knees, close to your knees. If you're super comfortable with your head relaxing on the ground, just stay right here. Otherwise, make yourself into a little ball. Maybe again, rocking side to side. Pull your knees a little bit closer. Know that I'm giving you a big hug. A little extra love for you guys tonight. On your next inhale, release your arms. Send both of your heels long down your mat. Feet towards the outer corners. Let your legs be long and heavy down the mat. Sink in your hips. Palms at your sides, facing up towards the ceiling. Drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. Readjusting in your neck and your head. Go ahead and shake your feet side to side, releasing any tension or stickiness that maybe you got from our reclined butterfly pose. Sometimes that one can have a lasting effect of like, oh, I still feel that. So go ahead and just rock that out side to side. When you're ready for some stillness, we'll set up for our final Shavasana. If you'd like to grab a blanket to place over yourself, now would be a good time to go ahead and put that on. If you're good, that's cool too. Just stay right where you are. Letting your eyes come back to a close if they're not already there. Breathing deep into your belly, inhaling and exhaling your intention, your whole purpose for being in practice this evening. Staying with your breath prayer of your receive and your release. Knowing that our prayers are always heard. Inhale to exhale. Let your whole body turn into that melting ice cream cone on a hot summer day. Melt all into your mat. Nothing holding on. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Gently part your lips. Relax your eyebrows and your forehead muscles. Find some softness in your cheekbones and your jaw. Push pause on all of the thoughts, knowing that they'll be there when you're ready to come back to them after practice. But for now, this is your time to rest and restore, to be restored. So for the next couple minutes, we'll be in our Shavasana. The sound of my voice will bring us out to close out our practice together this evening. Breathe into your surrender, restful space to be restored. Begin to deepen your breath into your belly, letting it rise on your inhale, fall on your exhale. Bringing some gentle movements into your toes and your fingertips. Slowly bringing the body back awake into this space. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, feet long below, taking a full body stretch. And when you're ready, draw your knees up towards your chest, rolling to either your left or your right side, letting your head rest on your arm like a pillow, pausing for a moment in fetal position. The word rebirth is coming to mind right now as we spent quite a bit of time in our reclined butterfly. Butterflies go through a massive and beautiful transformation. And think of this phase, this pause point, as the cocoon, and as you sit back up, we'll emerge into this rebirth, this butterfly. We'll all have new wings. When you're ready, go ahead and push yourself back up. Bring your wings out, coming into seated, hands to heart center. There's always room for restoration in our life. We always have grace. We may not always see it or understand. But especially at a time like this when things get crazy and the chaos hits, we can always be restored into something new. Keeping you all in my thoughts and my prayers. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light in you, friends. Namaste. All right. Taking your time coming out of your, if you need a longer Shavasana, please feel free to go ahead and do that. Stay nice and rested, restored. Take as much time as you need. We did shorten tonight's practice with just one pose. Again, like I said, I'm trying out a couple different things. Whenever I get requests from people, I try to make space for everybody to kind of have the experience they're needing to have, because I can't actually see you in front of me, and so it's harder to do that. But do let me know what you're needing, and I will work on being able to deliver that in this online one-way platform here. So if you have any comments that you'd like to share, any intentions, anything that came up for you, feel free to go ahead and put that over in the comments so I can see it. And if there's nothing there, my next thing is please feel free to jump off if you need to, and take the rest of this hour. Typically I teach for an hour, so maybe the next 20 minutes you grab a journal, maybe a hot tea, maybe a walk, a hot bath. Allow yourself this next 20 minutes to be a restorative self-care practice for you. If you'd like to continue with the rest of this hour as our yoga. Yoga is many different things, and a lot of times, especially in our world, it tends to be like the yoga poses that you see posted everywhere, people do, the classes you go to. So I try to bring a little bit different flavor to yoga, as you might be noticing as this whole thing transitions. This life is transitioning here. So anyways, the next class will be chair yoga, and that'll happen on Saturday morning. And chair yoga will be at 8 a.m. Central Time, so 9 a.m. Eastern, and very, very early Pacific. So my Pacific friends, I am so sorry that it's that early. Eventually, I'll try to get some afternoon stuff in there for you, so it's your morning. But anyways, like I said earlier, you guys are all in my thoughts and my prayers, very, very connected in my heart. And so no matter what is going on in your world, please allow our practice for tonight to be something that restores you, gives you that rebirth. Tomorrow is a new day. No matter what happened today, you always have another chance at something new. If you didn't like how you responded or reacted or handled the situation, go ahead and just let that go. Let that melt away like that ice cream cone and try something different tomorrow. All right. All my love, my friends. I will see you on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Central Time for some chair yoga. We'll change it up a little bit again. Not quite so restorative, but the chair yoga is definitely supportive still. So it's a different kind of practice. If there's no more comments, I will go ahead and let you guys get back to the rest of your evening. Go ahead and take this next 20 minutes for your own self-care, journaling, baths, walks, hot tea, anything that makes you feel amazing. Maybe you just sit in Shavasana for the next 20 minutes and put some amazing, relaxing, beautiful music on, and you finish out your yoga practice that way. All right, namaste, my friends. Take care, and I'll see you soon.